للناس أجمعين ورسله رحمة للعالمين. أما بعد فقد قال الله سبحانه وتعالى في كتابه العزيز بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم المال والبنون زينة الحياة الدنيا والباقيات الصالحات خير عند ربك ثوابا وخير أملا. وقال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم ما من أحد يموت إلا ندم. قالوا وما ندامته يا رسول الله؟ قال إن كان محسن ندم أن لا يكون ازداد وإن كان مسيئا ندم أن لا يكون نزع. رواه الترمذي. وقال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم ما ذئبان جائعان يرسلا في غنم فأفسد لها من حرص المال والشرف على دينه أو كما قال عليه الصلاة والسلام. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. My respected brothers and sisters and fellow youngsters, there are two lives a person has to live, which is this dunya and the next life. And sometimes a person has to make his mind, which bargain and what side of the bargain this individual likes to be on. Does he want to be the buyer or the seller? Does he want to be one of those that sells this dunya, which is a temporary life, in place of the ultimate, everlasting, eternal life of akhirah? And of course, this life comes with these limitations. This life is very short. Everyone will have to pass away. كل من عليها فان ويبقى وجه ربك ذو الجلال والإكرام. Compared to the next life, this life is very short. And the things of this dunya are all deceptive. إن الحياة الدنيا لعب ولهو وزينة وتفاخر بينكم وتكاثر في الأموال والأولاد كمثل غيث أعجب الكفار نباته ثم يهيج فتراه مصفرا ثم يكون حطاما. It's a life that you look like you're gaining, at the same time you're losing. Because if a person is not gaining in his investment in the next life, this person ultimately is losing in this world. It's a test. This life entirely is a test. Allah says in the Quran, إِنَّا جَعَلْنَا مَا عَلَى الْأَرْضِ زِينَةً لَهَا لِنَبْلُوَهُمْ أَيُّهُمْ أَحْسَنُ عَمَلًا. Everything that we do, everything that we go through, everything that we face, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants to tweak this human to see how this human reacts. He gives, He takes, He blesses, He does everything for this human. And every circumstance Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants to see, to examine the reaction of this human. Because inside the iman will reflect the reaction of belief outside. So this life is a test. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says clearly, الَّذِي خَلَقَ الْمَوْتَ وَالْحَيَاةَ لِيَبْلُوَكُمْ أَيُّكُمْ أَحْسَنُ عَمَلًا. So and a test is not supposed to be easy. It's supposed to be challenging to see if a person can go through. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given our questions to us already. The Prophet ﷺ has already informed us the questions in the grave. مَنْ رَبُّكَ وَمَا دِينُكَ وَمَا هَذِهِ الرَّجُلُ الَّذِي بُعِثَ فِيكُمْ. Who is your Lord? What's your religion? And who is this man that was sent to you? ﷺ. And the four questions a person must answer before he moves a step or before she moves a step. لا يزال قدم عبد يوم القيامة حتى يسأل عن أربع عن عمره فيما أفناه وعن شبابه فيما أبلاه وعن ماله من أين اكتسبه ومن فيما أنفقه وعن علمه ماذا عمل به. His life, her life, how they spent their life. And a special question for the youth. How individuals spend their youth. Because it is sufficient for a person's salvation if a person is righteous in his youth. الشاب نشأ في عبادة الله. The next question is, which has two questions. How you earn your money and how you spend your money. How our children spend our money. We'll be accountable for this. You know? In detail, inshallah, I'll talk about the accountability of everything that we have. And the knowledge a person gains. Knowledge is great. Al-ulama warathul anbiya, they're inherited to the Prophet. Anytime you hear a scholar, you say this person, you know, he's the lantern, the torch of Islam. But no, the knowledge that was earned, for what reason, how much was practiced? Even the knowledge will be questioned. Why you learned it? Who did you teach it to? Why did you speak it? Was it for show? Was it for fame? Was it for gain? Why did you do this? All of this will be. A person can't move a step, an inch, until he's asked these questions. وَقِفُوهُمْ إِنَّهُمْ مَسْئُولُونَ. Make them stand. They're going to be questioned one by one. وَنُسُوقُ الْمُجْرِمِينَ إِلَى جَهَنَّمَ وِرْدًا. Everyone will come one by one. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will ask them each individually, what did you do with your life? So this dunya is This dunya is which doesn't mean you enjoy it like a game. When you play a sport and it gets heated in the moment, you tell the person it's just a game, relax. You don't have to take this, to the heart, You don't have to take it to the heart. The dunya is exactly the same. It's a game. It's a test compared to the next life. This is not a life if you are judged because you did not earn $1 million. Or you were not successful, so you're a failure in this dunya. That's no way of a scale of judging someone's success. And the real وَمَا هَذِهِ الْحَيَاةُ الدُّنْيَا إِلَّا لَهْوٌ وَلَهْوٌ. This dunya is just a test in comparison to the next life. It's not the reality. وَإِنَّ الْآخِرَةَ لَهِيَ الْحَيَوَانُ لَوْ كَانُوا يَعْلَمُونَ. If they really knew the real life, the real test is the next life. So in this sequence, you understand, what is this dunya? Bayt al-Ankabut. It's like a web of a spider. It has no stability. It will come and go. This is why in Surah Kahf, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives an example. And ayah number 45 says, وَضْرِبْ لَهُمْ مَثَلَ الْحَيَاةِ الدُّنْيَا. Give them the example of the hayat al-dunya. كَمَاءٍ أَنزَلْنَاهُ مِنَ السَّمَاءِ, like water. And Qurtubi writes under this tafsir, why does Allah use the example of the dunya like water? And he says many things. And one thing is a person doesn't have control over water. It comes and it goes, it evaporates. It comes in different shapes and different forms, in lakes, and cups, and glasses, and seas. It comes in different forms. It doesn't stick with you. And the more you go into the water, the deeper you go into, the more difficult it is to come out. And like a person who walks into water inevitably is going to get wet, similarly a person who walks into dunya is inevitably going to get tested by dunya. A man came to the Prophet ﷺ, in this dunya, can a person be saved in dunya? Like that be tested of his faith, and his iman, his ethics, and his beliefs? The Prophet ﷺ replied in Hadith Mishkat Musabir, he said, is there a person that walks in water and his feet don't get moist? You will sin, you will lie, you will fall, you will slip, you will cheat. But a believer will always retreat and repent. He will always apologize. So this is a sequence of this dunya. It's like water. It doesn't have nobody can control the water. Similar to this dunya, and the water evaporates. And just like this, the dunya leaves the person. It can go into inheritance or it will leave them also. And the life of the dunya is a struggle. It's a struggle every single thing. It's a struggle all the way. It's not supposed to end. All the way till maut. Until the person sees the angel of death, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the angels receive him. And these are the days. Now you can take the good news. The struggles are over. And that was the life of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. لا يحزنهم الفزع الأكبر وتتلقاهم الملائكة هذا يومكم الذي كنتم توعدون. What does Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say? Very nicely in the Hajj, Surah Hajj. It says, yes, on the day of judgment, they will be saved from الفزع الأكبر, from the ultimate grief, because in this dunya, they were challenged and they were able to uplift themselves above the challenges and please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that's the ultimate reward. And some people haven't made their mind. Some people are still thinking, you know what, I can still party. I can still enjoy. My children, I need my children to be secure because I want them to be married into good families. So they can be good professionals, but we are not guaranteeing and securing their akhirah. The only reason we want to teach them Quran so they can secure the dunya. The only reason we want to marry them into good families so we can secure the dunya. Only reason we give them good education so we can secure the dunya. Everything is rotating around dunya, dunya. And if a person keeps living with this mentality, his children will become successful, no doubt. His children will have the best degrees, get the best jobs. They will get married into righteous families, in noble families, but no guarantee that these children and their grandchildren will pray. فَخَلَقَ مِنْ بَعْدِهِمْ خَلْفٌ أَضَاعُوا الصَّلَاةَ. Read before this. Allah talks about Anbiya, Idris, Ibrahim, Ismail, and Surah Maryam. Allah is talking about prophets, not humans like us. And after prophets, their progenies came. فَخَلَقَ مِنْ بَعْدِهِمْ خَلْفٌ أَضَاعُوا الصَّلَاةَ وَاتَّبَعُوا الشَّهَوَاتِ. They came and they missed salah, and they made salah into a ritual that when I have time, I pray. When a father gives more importance to the grades of a child than the fajr of a child, this is what's going to happen. When a father gives less care about the daughter's hijab and more of her grades, this is what's going to happen. For every eye that will look at that person, every sin, the father will gain. The mother will gain. فَخَلَقَ مِنْ بَعْدِهِمْ خَلْفٌ أَضَاعُوا الصَّلَاةَ. They left salah. Why? وَاتَّبَعُوا الشَّهَوَاتِ. Just live it. فَسَوْفَ يَلْقَوْنَ غَيَّ. And Ghayya is a valley in Jahannam. Of course, إِلَّا مَنْ تَابَ. The Tawbah, the doors of Tawbah are always open. But one of the biggest grief and a person is deprived is when a person continuously sins openly. He or she does not even recognize they're doing something wrong. And they become immune to anything beyond this lifestyle. This is what they're going to do. Doesn't matter what they say. And this is the life of this dunya. It's all about a challenge. And the Sahaba radiallahu ajma'in, the companions of the Prophet recognize this. At every step of their life, they challenge themselves. But this is, and the Quran says the opposite of these people who, well, in the beginning Allah brings up Quran. In the first second page Allah said, listen, أولئك الذين اشتروا الضلالة بالهدى فما ربحت تجارتهم وما كانوا مهتدين. Let's get this straight. Don't sell this dunya. Don't sell Jannah for this dunya. And Allah has made a bargain already in Surah Tawbah. إن الله اشترى من المؤمنين أنفسهم وأموالهم. Allah has made the transaction. بأن لهم الجنة. Sell, you give your money, give your time, give your life. Allah is promising Jannah. You know, أما ثمود فهديناهم فاستحبوا العمى على الهدى. The people of Thamud, Allah gave them guidance, but they were like, no, we don't enjoy Islam. We don't enjoy the limitations that Islam has put in the boundaries that were fenced within. And they went outside the limitations into their lust and the desires, and they challenged Islam. So these are the things that today the Muslim young men and adults have not made their mind. They proclaim, one and all, we are Muslims, but our lives are not completely ready for the next life. And Allah will ask them on the day of Judgment, how long did you live? We don't know really, I think we lived the day or part of the day. We're not accurately sure. Why don't you ask the ones who are coming after us? This dunya compared to the next life, ما الدنيا بالآخرة إلا مثل ما يجعل أحدكم إصبعه في اليم فينظر بما ترجع. The Prophet ﷺ said, this dunya compared to the next life, this is Sahih Muslim. It's like a person taking his finger, dipping into the ocean. The moisture on the finger is this dunya that we run for 24/7. 24/7. Our parents have told us, we are telling our children, and they're going to tell their children, for this moisture on the finger, the cries that the nights that we have cried, you know, the hair that we have lost, the hair that went gray, and the arguments we had with our wives, and the disunity within the Muslim community. For this dunya, it's my right, I have the right also. For this right here, for this drop. And akhirah, إلا مثل ما يحدد على أحد الأسبع في اليوم فلينظر بما ترى. Look at it. How much is it? لو كانت الدنيا تعدل عند الله جناح بعوضة ما سقى كافر من شرب الثمن. If this dunya had a value equal to a wing of a mosquito, Allah would not give a disbeliever water. Allah has given them champagne to drink, telling you and I, this is not the real world. Yeah, we struggle. Allah wants us to earn. Allah wants us to survive. Allah wants us to make the best of this world. Kulu washrabu, drink, eat, have fun. Don't waste, because Allah does not like those who are extravagant. So this is a really major issue in our society, that because we have prioritized this dunya for every element of our life, everything is based on this. And we sometimes neglect the most important things in Islam. And the basic things are salah, deen, the eyes, our children, our family. And this is what we're living with. And a person thinks, you know what, I'm living the best life. Allah says in the Quran, زُيِّنَ لِلنَّاسِ حُبُّ الشَّهَوَاتِ مِنَ النِّسَاءِ وَالْبَنِينَ وَالْقَنَاطِيرِ الْمُقَنطَرَةِ مِنَ الذَّهَبِ وَالْفِضَّةِ وَالْخَيْلِ الْمُسَوَّمَةِ وَالْأَنْعَامِ وَالْحَرْثِ ذَلِكَ مَتَاعُ الْحَيَاةِ الدُّنْيَا وَاللَّهُ عِندَهُ حُسْنُ الْمَآبِ. Allah says, yeah, women, gold, silver, nice rides are beautified. Zuyyin. This is deep itself. Allah uses the verb in its passive form, majhul. زُيِّنَ لِلنَّاسِ. It's not beautiful in its essence. Allah made it beautiful to the eyes to be attractive. It's not beautiful in its reality. It was made beautiful so people can get tested by it. زُيِّنَ لِلنَّاسِ حُبُّ الشَّهَوَاتِ مِنَ النِّسَاءِ وَالْبَنِينَ وَالْقَنَاطِيرِ الْمُقَنطَرَةِ gold, silver, branded cars. Oh, like, who wants to buy a Honda like mine, right? Everyone wants a brand, a nice ride, nice house, nice clothes. It's all about the brand. We live to impress people we don't even know, with money we don't even own, on credit cards. That's the life that people are living. حب الشهوات من النساء والبنين والقناطير المقنطرة الذهب والفضة والخيل المسوم والأنعام. It's all about, investments. Allah says, قل أنبئكم بخير من ذلكم. Should I tell you something better than this? للذين اتقوا, those who are righteous. عند ربهم جنات تجري من تحتها الأنهار خالدين. And there's paradise prepared for these people. So a person needs to make the decision. And that decision doesn't mean you leave the life of occupation of work. It means while we enjoy this world, there is a primary goal, there is an objective, and that is to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And mothers and parents at the time of the Sahaba knew this. And the young men embraced this. For the example of Sahih in Tirmidhi, where Ali radiallahu anhu narrates this hadith, he said, كُنَّا جُلُوسًا إِنَّ النَّبِيَّ صلى الله عليه وسلم. We were sitting with the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم, اصطلع علينا مصعب بن عمير. I gotta say it clearly. There was no human in this community or in our society that was filled as Muslim, like Muslim ibn Umar. If we think our children are spoiled and we're spoiled, Mus'ab ibn Umair was the tip of the iceberg of someone that was spoiled. Had everything possible that everyone envied him, all the women loved him. And this man walks in after Islam, makes a decision, I want to sell this dunya and buy the next life. I want to make this deal. And he made the deal. And he was not one of those that just made the deal. If you read the tafsir of this ayah, رِجَالٌ صَدَقُوا مَا عَاهَدُوا اللَّهَ عَلَيْهِ فَمِنْهُمْ مَنْ قَضَى نَحْبَهُ وَمِنْهُمْ مَنْ يَنْتَظِرُ وَمَا بَدَّلُوا تَبْدِيلًا. He said, who are these people? صَدَقُوا. They promised عَاهَدُوا اللَّهَ عَلَيْهِ. And they fulfilled their promise. And the Sahaba said, and they cried. They would cry. And they said, Mus'ab ibn Umair. He lived for a purpose and he died for a purpose. Didn't have enough clothes to cover his body. This young, beautiful man, handsome man walks in. He walks in, he's wearing clothes which are patched, with leather patches. فلما رآه النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم بكى للذي فيه الذي كان فيه من النعم. When the Prophet ﷺ saw this person walk in, and the Prophet ﷺ has seen a lot in his life. He saw the people that 5 stoned him. He didn't cry. The Prophet ﷺ saw his family get tortured in Mecca. He didn't really get so emotional. He knew the trust was in Allah. But when he saw Mus'ab ibn Umair, the Sahaba radiallahu anhu said, he started to weep, started to cry. And then the Prophet ﷺ puts the $1 million question. He says, كيف بكم إذا غدا أحدكم في حلة وراح في حلة ووضعت بين يدي صحبة ورفعت أخرى. How will it be? You tell me, my companions, a day will come. You will wake up in the morning, wear different clothes, different suit, different dress, and in the evening you will have another dress, a different suit. How would this feel? You will have a whole wardrobe of clothes, options. I don't know what ties fits my. You will have so many options. We get confused with clothes to wear. Some people don't have any clothes to wear, they're confused. Some people have too many clothes, they don't know what to wear. Just a weird world. Ajib dunya. What's this? He said, what will happen on that day when food will be put in front of you? Before the dish is completely eaten and the food is not finished, someone else brings another dish. We're not even talking about a buffet here. Before it finishes, another tray is brought. The Prophet ﷺ companion said, they gave an example which was logically correct to them. So we will be much better than today. We will exclusively isolate ourselves for the obedience of Allah. And we won't have to worry about the domestic burdens and responsibilities. We will take care of that. Allah has given us sufficient, we will be busy in ibadah. The Prophet ﷺ said, Antum al-yawm khayrun minkum yawma idh. Today you are much better than those days that will come. Today you are much better than those days that will come. This is why when different cities of the world were conquered and the gold and the silver came to Umar, he would cry. And when the treasure of Faris came, of the Persian Empire, Umar emptied the whole Baytul Mal the same day. The whole day. So I'm not going to sleep with any dunya in the Baytul Mal, as long as the children of the Ummah are given food and wealth. It's just like, what was this? They cried when they got dunya, and we cried when we lose dunya. Somebody came to Imam Abu Hanifa rahimahullah, he said, Ya Shaykh, you have this shipment coming in. And he was a wholesaler of clothes. He was a businessman. And their shipments were all investments and in the trade. So someone came to him before Salat al-Asr and said, Ya Imam, this ship that's supposed to bring your business has sunk. And there was an issue or a disaster took place. And unfortunately, your goods will not make it to land. So Imam had his head down and looked up and he said, Alhamdulillah. Then after Salat al-Asr, another person comes to him and says, you know what? There was a confusion. Your shipment is safe and it's going to make it to shore by end of the day. Abu Hanifa says, Alhamdulillah. No change in the reaction, nothing. It was everything is from Allah. Everything goes back to Allah. It comes and it goes. And look at that was the life of Mus'ab ibn Umair. A mother comes, the mother of Haritha. Hadith in Bukhari. She comes to the Prophet ﷺ and she runs, and after the battle of Badr, her son passes away in Badr. Her son passes away, the mother of Haritha comes, she says, Ya Rasulullah, you know how much I love my son. You know, that's all I gotta tell you. In kana fil jannah, they made the bargain. The mothers were on the same page. If my son is in paradise, no need for me to cry. In kana ghayra dhalik, fasawfa tarawna asna. If he hasn't made it to Jannah, I will show you how a mother can cry for a child. The Prophet ﷺ smiled, looked at the mother. mobility, أي فقدت عقلك, have you lost your mind? أم جنة واحدة أم جنان كثيرة. Allah didn't give us one paradise. Allah basically said, look at the gates of paradise and pick as many jannats you want. ولغدوة أو روحة في سبيل الله خير من الدنيا وما فيها ولقاب قوس أحدكم من الجنة خير من الدنيا وما فيها. The Prophet ﷺ, what are you talking about? A morning and the evening in the path of Allah is better than this dunya. Your son gave his life for this. And they understood this. Look at the example of Sa'ad bin Khaytham, radiallahu anhu. In the Battle of Badr, look at a few examples of how people recognize this. A young man and a father. The Prophet ﷺ said, لَا بُدَّ لِأَحَدٍ أَنْ يُقِيمَ مَعَ النِّسَاءِ. Everybody wanted to be one of those participants in the Battle of Badr, first challenge of Islam. So the father says to the son, look, I want to go. And the son says, I want to go. The Prophet ﷺ says, one of the men has to stay home with the women. Both of them can't go. Someone has to take care of the family at home. Even in the Battle of Badr, this was something the Prophet ﷺ put in front of his eyes. Not just ignoring the reality and the needs of society. He said, no, why don't you stay home? So the father says, let me go. The son says, let me go. You know, where's the respect? Over here, this is where you are. This is where you compete. This is where we compete. You know? So let's draw some lots. They put their names, and the name of the son comes up, Sa'ad. And the father says, listen, I'm your father. I have rights over you. Give me that card, let me go. Let me go into Jannah. You know, if someone wins the lottery now, they'll be like, you know, it's going to be like halal all of a sudden. We'll donate it. You know, what happened? I remember being in England, and I drove by a masjid there, and this whole shell of the masjid was built. And I said, what happened to this place? This one, this person promised if he wins the lottery, we'll donate $1 million to the masjid. Barakallah. Even the mushrikeen of Makkah knew not to use the haram money for the Kaaba. Even they knew, but this much with that little education. Nevertheless, the son says to the father, Ya Abi, I love you. لو كان غير الجنة لآثرتك به وإني لأرجو الشهادة في سبيلك. He said, oh my father, actually I love you so much. You know, you have all the rights. You're my man. You took care of me. But this is a matter of Jannah. If it wasn't a matter of Jannah, I would definitely give you the preference. But as much as you want it, I equally, if not even more, want Jannah, and I want to die in the path of Allah. He went in the Battle of Badr and he died shaheed by Amr bin Budda. Amr bin Budda was this great warrior. Again, this person came in the next battle and he challenged the Muslims. And he challenged the Muslims. He was one of the greatest warriors from the mushrikeen, you know. And when he came in the next battle, he said, make you Paris with me. Who's going to challenge me? And nobody wanted to challenge this person. So Ali radiallahu anhu said, Ya Rasul, let me go. He did this a couple of times. He did it with Murahab and he did it with Amr bin Budda. So let me go, let me take care of this guy. Who does this person think he is? Challenging the Sahaba, belittling the Sahaba. He says, where's that Jannah that you were promised? Why are you afraid to challenge me? Come die in my hands. So Ali radiallahu was much junior than the great other Sahaba. He says, Ya Rasul, please, allow me. He stands up. Don't worry, I'm not trying to get anyone here for ISIS. Just give you some examples. You know, of love for the next life. This person stands up, Ali radiallahu anhu stands up and says, listen man, لا تعجلن فقد أتاك مجيب صوتك غير عاجز. Hey, take it easy. Don't be too hasty. Indeed, the respondent to your challenge has arrived. And he's fully capable. في نية وبصيرة ومنجا كل فائز. I've come with vision. And Allah is going to make those who are honest successful. That's the deal. Then he says, إني لأرجو أن أقيم عليك النائحة الجنائز من ضربة النجلة يبقى ذكرها عند الحزائز. This battle is going to be a remembrance of history to the day of judgment. Indeed, I'm sharing it with you today. And that was the mindset of these people. They were not afraid to live and die for the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And every one of them was ready for this. Because what was better